Found an interesting bug in Starcitizen as I get into my ship here. I was just in my ship and I was trying to get into the cockpit, and it put me up there on top of my hangar here. So let's see if I can get back into the ship. Alright. You can see there's definitely some issues here. Now I can get into the cabin back here just fine. Now if I get into here, and now I can get into this, but I can't. See how it's clipping through the ship here? Yeah, that's not supposed to be happening. And I can get into the pilot seat. There we are. In the pilot seat. Now, last time I did it, it clipped me up to there, so tap and hold F down. And you can exit. No, it's not doing it this time. It was. I swear to you, it did. It clipped me out of the ship right up to that upper balcony up there. I've been debating whether or not to pick up another ship for this, given that this Mustang here, the beta, only has so much cargo space in it, and I don't know if the game is going to be one of those games where come on, darn it, come on, I want out of the ship now, come on. Why won't you let me out of the ship? Come on, dude. No, damn it, I didn't want to get back into the pilot seat. If any of these ships are as glitchy as this, I really don't want to purchase one. This is pretty buggy. There's no reason for this to be this buggy. There we go. Finally it works. Yeah, I guess you gotta try it a few times. Anyways, this is the Mustang Beta. This I got it on a sale event, so it wasn't that expensive, like $25. Or thereabouts, I don't remember exactly, but it was around $25 for the beta. It was the last time that you could get Squadron 42, which I didn't realize at the time. It came with this one, which I got when I purchased my AMD R280X video card, and this is my racer. I've had this one out, and I've crashed it into a couple of asteroids a few times, just playing with it and stuff. It doesn't have... I wouldn't say it has decent weapons. In fact, I don't think it actually has weapons. I never did fire any. This one does have weapons, albeit they're really flimsy and sort of shit weapons. The reason I went with this one was because it can jump out of system, which is really neat. And it has a small living quarters in it, so if you have to, you can actually land this thing on a planet and live in it if you had to. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The new hangar setup they got going is when you first log in, there's nothing in your hangar. In order to select your hangar, you have to do it from options and then select your hangar and then come into your hangar, and then they have these little things that and you just right click on them or click on them and they open up this HUD, and then you can assign the ship that you want to have parked there. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Like I was saying before I got stuck in this one, I was thinking about going ahead and picking up another ship. I was looking at one of the larger ships, the Crusader class, probably the Explorer ship. Wow, check that out. Yeah, definitely a lot of video glitches going on here. And I am on my 1060. I'm running a 1060 with 16 gigs and an iCore. I think it's a 4670K. I'd have to be sure, but it's the best iCore 5 one can get. So yeah, 16 gigs of RAM on my 1060. I like my 1060. I had a GTX 770, and I did the Heaven benchmark on it, and it scored a respectable 1833 or something like that. And then I swapped out to the 1060, again an EVGA GTX 1060 SC, and it scored over 3,000 on the Haven benchmarking. Wow, major difference in improvement. Just blew me away. But as you can see, there's definitely some glitching issues going on here with that cockpit. But I haven't checked the video settings yet in this. This is the first time I fired it up. I had to figure out how to first get my ships into the hangar, get the ships to let me out of the pilot seat, because beforehand it was Control F. Now it's tap F, then press and hold F. So, and I've been getting this intermittent hangs and spikes and stuff that I didn't get before, but I seem to be getting it now. And somebody recommended you turn off the blur motion too, but I think I did get that turned off originally, but I don't know. But yeah, I was looking at one of the bigger ships, but they require 2 pilots or more, or they're just easy pickings. Ooh, check that out. Nice little green engine there. And so I was looking at something along the lines of a little less expensive, but they have a lot of cargo space. Plus, the Explorer version also comes with the rover and the little defense fighter thingy-majiggy. So I was kicking that around, but you'd have to have more than one person in order to fly that effectively, because you have to definitely have somebody running the guns and somebody piloting it, and so on and so forth, or you're just easy pickings. But I definitely want to. I've been thinking also about the Hornet. That's like $125 for a Hornet, an entry-level Hornet. I think a Hornet Ghost. And I've been kicking it around, if I'm going to spend real money for some digital property rights, I'd probably pick up a Hornet, because it does have a little bit more cargo space than this gal does. Although I just love the looks of this. It's just a beautiful looking plane here, fighter ship. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's one of those things. That's a blur effect, what we just saw. Okay, so it's definitely the blur effect that might be causing some issues here. Anyways, let's go see if we can go someplace without crashing. Last time I tried to go someplace, I crashed. Actually, let's do this real quick. Let's go to options and see what my video settings are. Graphics. I'm running 1080 on high, single monitor, although I have 2 monitors working. And looks pretty good. Of course, I'm not really getting into it that much here. Full screen, yes. Quality, high. So it's the Cry engine, so what can you do? I hear they're actually moving away from the Cry engine to a proprietary software that they're developing. Something to do with the net code being all funky dory, with the Cry engine only allows about 20 or so people on a server at a time, and they need to have a lot more than that. So to avoid lag and other issues, to see what we got going on here. Now, I've never, to be honest with you, I don't care to go to Area 18. I'll try the Crusader, and then we will launch. I guess I got to quick join it. Launch. And we'll see if we can get into it without crashing. As my frame rates dip to 0, and back up to 60, 25, 30. Now we're into the load screen. Depending on how long this is, I might just cut this out. Alright, looks like we're there. It's initializing. I think I'm waking up and crawling out of my little cubby hole here. My $500 an hour stag pad here. Hey, if there's anything in here first and foremost. Yeah, I'm getting a considerable mouse lag. Got nothing. So I'm upping my DPI on my mouse right now. See that definitely helped by upping the DPI. And it says use. It must only be opening. Alright, this is the first time I've actually been here, so... Actually, no, I think I was here once before when they had an open beta, and I wandered around a little bit and kept crashing, so I got kind of discouraged and moved on. You have Big Benny's noodles. Yummy! Who hates noodles? I don't. Opening soon, which means still under construction. Just walk around here. You guys have probably seen 100 videos of this already, so yeah, if you don't want to watch this, I don't blame you. Right now it's just a bunch of sleeping habitats. So, and more pop machines. And, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and go down the ramp here and see where it takes us. Pretty. There's a lounge area there. So we got here. Oh, that's the central room. This would probably be where you select your ship so you can pilot your ship. Again, I don't have my spacesuit on, and I don't know how to put it on, so there's absolutely no way I'm going to go outside until I figure that out. There's one of the pads. A couple of the pads. Check it out. It's amazing. Detail for... I think we just froze up there. Yeah, definitely freezing up again. Also, this could be an issue related to my ISP. When it hangs like that, it could be an ISP-related issue. The thing with games is these companies like Quest, CenturyLink, Comcast, Rogers, Cable, all of them, they sell stuff. They say, oh yeah, gamers, 20 megabytes down, blah blah blah, you know, super fast gaming. What they don't tell you is that it's not so much your down speed as your up speed. If you have poor upload speed, like most people are limited to like 0.8 or just over 1 point, or well, 0.8 megs up or 1 meg up. Anything less than 1 meg up, and you're trying to do a game like this, you're going to run into all sorts of lag issues and latency issues. In fact, it's the same thing with Minecraft and pretty much anything else. You definitely want to have the highest upload as you can get. You know, you could be perfect with 7 megs down as long as you get like 1.2 megs up or 2 megs up, you're great. But anything less than a meg up, you're getting screwed because your latency is getting bottlenecked. And another thing too, because if you do, the reason I say it's getting bottlenecked is when you try to upload, say, your computer needs to upload your position here to the server, and the server has to ping you back and say confirm your position and stuff like that. And to move like this causes, you know, upload, download, constantly checking and double checking your position. So what you see is where you actually are in the server. What happens is if it uploads a large packet, it bottlenecks your download speeds. Believe it or not, if you like, say for example, if you upload a video to YouTube, you can't really do anything while that's uploading because it bottlenecks your download speeds. I don't know why that is. There's a whole bunch of things on the internet that talk about it, and settings you have to make, and all this stuff that really they don't make a difference. You can limit your upload speeds to, you know, a fraction of their capability, but then guess what? You got to play a multiplayer game like this, and you're constantly doing this. You know, so limiting your upload speeds while you're trying to play a game is horribly detrimental to being able to play the game. So, yeah. But yeah, this is really beautiful looking through here. We've been that way. Let's go back this way. And snack machines everywhere. One would think. Ferengi runs this place. Can't go out there, locked. Don't have spacesuit. Yeah, I have not done anything with this game. It took me literally a week to download the latest version. Again, because if I run at full speed, or the full speed of my router in download link, my modem is up, it'll crash. Okay, that was sound related. That lag issue was a spike in the sound. Stay away from the windows. But it crashes my router, and then it causes my modem to fail as well. So I have to limit the download speeds to about 150 kilobytes per second, and that takes several days for something as large as this, like 25 gigabytes to download. So, but yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna go watch some videos, learn some stuff, play around with the keypads. I got a Logitech gaming joystick that I got to hook back up. And then, of course, Windows 10, so only God only knows how that's going to work and stuff. And I'll kill all of my background programs and turn off everything that doesn't need to be on, and that'll give me a lot more performance, bang for the buck, with the Core i5. And again, it doesn't matter if I have a Core i5 or Core i7. It's only going to use, so many cores to run this game. The main thing with this game is your GPU and of course, your upload and download speeds. So, apart from that, yeah, it's pretty damn nice. I still haven't really found my way. I gotta go up. Let's go up. No, down. Let's do that door. Derp. Open Sesame. Alright, this is where you would select your ship. And it would tell you, go down here, and you would use this. And it gives me my 2 ships that I have that I can use. So, anyways, I do appreciate you watching. Hopefully, I don't know if you have this game or not. I don't know how to exit out if you walk away from it. I don't know if you have Starcitizen or not. It's a very highly hyped game. Hopefully it's not going to be, what I fear it's going to be is an expensive flop of a game. Right now, it's really weird. They sold ships, and people buy the ships and everything else, and then that seems to be where they get their money, is developing ships and selling the ships, and then pretty much all you can do with them at this point is your hangar, and occasionally, I think a few of them you can actually load here and fly around outside. Probably a good majority of them, but that's pretty much it. And from what I've seen about available gameplay and stuff like that, it looks... I really think it's going to be boring, to be honest with you. I think this game's #1 problem is it's going to be a great-looking game, but it's just going to be boring as hell to play. A lot of interesting things about this game, like cargo is actually a physical entity in the game. Yeah, it's not an icon in your inventory. Like, if you know how in most games you click your inventory screen and your cargo's listed as an icon. Well, in this game, it's listed as a physical entity. Like, say, this here would be cargo. It's a physical entity. You'll be able to move it, lift it, and carry it around. And in order to move... Wow, that's loud. In order to move it around, you have to physically load it and move it to your ship and unload it. That kind of a thing. So that it takes up space in your ship, and once your ship's full, it's full.
Please press the screen to continue.
And if you take an elevator, there's no hot travel. If you need to go from point A to point B, and say point A is all the way across the map, you got to physically travel all the way across the map. An elevator will take you all the way up and all the way down. You have to stand in there and wait for it like you would in the real world. Everything's persistent. And that's the one thing about this game that a lot of people are very excited about. I'm going to see if I can find my spacesuit. But to be honest with you, I don't know. Just trying to see it. Every now and then you run into bugs where you clip into stuff like that, so gotta be careful. Alright, there it is. See if we get it this time. There we go. Now we got my spacesuit on. But yeah. I won't fly a ship. I just want to get my spacesuit on so that I can walk outside and look around. Anyways, as I said, thanks for watching, and hopefully Starcitizen will be one of those games that we'll get to playing.